Hey guys, so a few weeks ago I set up a poll on my Instagram and it was between 3 video ideas for my Halloween special. 1, the FNAF movie review, 2, discontinued candy, and 3, guys, you'll never guess what number 3 was. So obviously number 3 won, so now I will pick and tell 4 times Halloween was taken a little too seriously. From a man who started a worldwide horror tale, to people paying a price too high for a joke taken too seriously. And obviously, I mean no harm with the jokes I'll make in today's video, and I'm sorry if I offend you in any way. I'm just here to make people laugh. So with that said, today we'll look at the times Halloween killed. God, it fucking sounds like a Watch Mojo video. Now, to this day, the fear of this one still lingers. The effects are still felt, but very few people actually know what happened. So, on Halloween of 1974, an 8-year-old kid named Timothy O'Brien was getting ready to go trick-or-treating. He had a friend over, and even his sister was joining him. This sounds like fun. It reminds me of whenever I used to go trick-or-treating with my family. And then I grew up. But yeah, there's actually one really noticeable difference here. You see, the dad came out to give them all pixie sticks. You know, those little tubes of powder. Okay, I'm related for a second. I remember that in like 6th grade. I went around with the giant pixie stick that's like 4 feet tall.
What does this have to do with anything?
Nothing. So it'd be a nice lighthearted story before I got this thing. It was so tragic. Sorry. So remember those pixie sticks? Yeah, so the father filled those pixie sticks up with 2 inches of cyanide! So why, you may be asking yourself? So he could get insurance money! Now, I don't know what was going through his stupid dumb head, but I don't think that 1, no matter how good your insurance is, I don't think they'll cover death by magic dust, and 2, you could claim insurance money for your neighbor's kid! Yeah, that friend that he had over was his neighbor's kid. Plus, bro, they're gonna find the cyanide in their blood, so like, why? Now, why do I call this the case that scared generations? Well, that's because this started a lot of fear-mongering from news and other media at the time, and this case was starting to get lost through time, but the message was pushed through media and was never forgotten. This started the long-lasting Check Your Kids' Candy campaign. Like, I know this thing is still going on, and even though I was fooled by it, and yes, I'd say fooled because, well, most parents are overprotective and paranoid and did not do research. The actual case stemmed from my mom. She knew, and she used this to take 5% of my candy. Fucking liar. So yeah, if you didn't know that none of your candy was poisoned, now you do. This long-standing fear-sharing rumor was started by one stupid man and has actually 0 other cases to back it up. Also, before we end this off, I would like to point out this Fox News tweet from a few Halloweens ago, where they tried to start a rumor of the same kind of volition that people were passing out edibles, and then people tore them apart in the replies, just telling them nobody would do that because edibles are expensive, which just goes to show what the media would do for clicks. God, I hate Fox News so fucking much. Chicago, 2011. 55-year-old Liddell Peoples was just celebrating Halloween, as one does, and out of nowhere, his bag of Jolly Ranchers and Tootsie Rolls went missing. And like a normal adult, he handled the situation very well, by accusing his then 48 partner, Maria Adams, of stealing the candy, to which she said, "No, honey, I didn't steal your candy, but we'll go out and get you some more," and they lived happily ever after. Just kidding! She responded to these claims of candy theft by smashing him over the head with a plate, to which he responded with the very elegant act of picking up a knife and stabbing her till she was pronounced dead in the hospital. This goofy goober then got 30 years in prison over some Jolly Ranchers. Look, man, I feel you. Sometimes when you get your candy stolen, you just gotta blame someone. For example, for a little thing I'm working on, I went to go get a bag of candy. It said it was $8. Rang that shit up, and it was like $30. Then I got home, and it was 90% Starburst. So, of course, I started a 4-day raid on the Kroger in question, sold 30 pounds of Starburst, refried beans, and 300 gallons of grape juice. and then cursed the manager in Latin, and once I realized that wouldn't be enough, I cursed him in French, which burnt the building down. So I get it, man, but probably don't murder. That shit ain't funny like raiding a store for Reed fried beans in particular. Now, if you thought the last one was goofy, wait till you hear about this one. Now, this one is technically a series of murders, but it's still really stupid nonetheless. You see, back in 1997, a 21-year-old named Carl Jackson was killed by a 17-year-old for egging his girlfriend's car. Like, imagine you're just chilling, then you get 3 rounds in the head for an egging. Like, I get it. Eggings are annoying, but killing someone for them? Like, what? And I would like to say that this was an isolated incident, but it really wasn't. On an average, 24 people would die a year because of eggings on Halloween, and that's a depressing amount of people to get killed because of a breakfast food. Now, taking a step away from comedy for a second, I want to say this. A lot of these cases of murder over eggings have the victim being a really young kid, such as a 10-year-old who caught a stray bullet in the neck over an egging dispute. It's tragic, and well, yes, it's annoying, and it's a mess. Nothing like this is ever worth killing someone over, and by the same token, it's also never worth losing your life. So don't egg people. I have nothing clever for this one, and honestly, this is the shortest and saddest to me. So, in 1992, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, a Japanese exchange student, Yoshihiro Hattori, Yoshi for short, was going to a Halloween party with a friend, and they got lost and confused the home address 10131 for the actual location of the party, which was 10311. They saw Halloween decorations and walked up to the house. Yoshi knocked and said with excitement in his voice that they were there for a party, to which the homeowner responded by shooting Yoshi in his chest, which proved to be fatal when he later died. The homeowner would go to trial, but would not be found guilty by proxy of self-defense. And this is where I start to get mad. You see, nothing was shown to indicate that this was any reason to have a gun when answering the door. They were 2 students excited to go to a party, and instead of telling them they had the wrong address, he shot one of them, killing them. This was not self-defense, but the actions of a trigger-happy old fuck who shot some kid for getting the wrong house. I don't care what some dumb bastard in the court said. He should have been locked up for this. He got away with killing some innocent kid, and people don't bother to look twice. And if this guy is still out there, I genuinely hope this still haunts him. Every day. Because what happened here just wasn't right. Yoshi's parents would later go on to become activists against gun violence. And I think that that's a beautiful thing. But I know this was kind of a depressing turn out of the whole comedic side of the video, and like, yeah, you could argue that none of this video should have been comedic, and you could argue that this was in bad taste, but I feel like having these already have passed and these have already faded from public conscience, I could raise awareness back to them while also not making something too serious. Something you need to realize about my channel is I'm here to spread joy, and these were the least serious cases I could find about this. Every other case was a mass shooting at a Halloween party or a massacre, and none of that felt right to joke about. So something that happened 50 years ago, or something that happened just over something as stupid as an egging, that could have merit to it. I feel like I was respectful to the people who were young whenever they died. And with this last one, I genuinely don't think anything about this was right. I think, at the very least, I could have given this last one respect, which is what I did. I didn't want to joke about this. Not even one bit. But my bad, guys. Got a little heated there for a second. But I think it goes without saying that The world is a dangerous place, and things get even scarier with Halloween. The horror no longer comes from the costumes or stories, but the very real things that happen on Halloween because of confusion, stupid mistakes, and mass hysteria. So to all 5 of you who watch this, please stay safe out there. Don't do anything dumb, no matter how minute it may seem, because nowadays things can escalate very quickly. Anyway, that's all for me. Happy Halloween, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.